everybody. Well, I've got something quite different for you today. This isn't my happy place, but it's one of them. It's something that I'm really passionate about, which I want to share with you. So what's happening? I've got my paints all set up in this little folder here. I've got a chair and a blanket. I'm going to have a rucksack with some lunch. I'm going to take you along. Oh, you can see for miles. So, found myself a spot, setting up. So all I've got are a few simple things that I've brought with me. So in this drawer, you can see we've got our acrylics. If I fancy doing a little bit of mixed media, we've got some watercolour, some pencils, and of course the fine liners. A lid for my palette, a few more watercolour paints. I kind of like doing a bit of mixed media when I'm out doing this kind of stuff. It's totally different than when I'm painting in my happy place. I'll show you a few things that are in my sketchbook. All these paintings have been done while I've been out and about. So you can see my landscape, so use a little bit of oil paint, a little bit of watercolour, just to try and get the atmosphere of what it is that I can see at the time. And then when I get back home, if I've taken some photographs, I can work into them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up and try and capture some of this beautiful scenery. Okay, so I'm working on two images at the same time here. I've done a quick pencil sketch here so that I've got the correct proportion of the sky, the foreground and the middle ground. And I'm also working on a second here where I've got no sketching in there at all. So that should have a lot of a freer, looser feel to it. With the second one as well, and it's going to be more about the colours that I'll be able to translate both of these images and possibly into a third image when I get back to my happy place. So right now I'm building up a palette of greens just to try and get my colours down on my palette. White's playing a lot in this one because it's very hazy. So I'm having a little break, taking in the atmosphere. So far, I've got all of the foreground in, all of the background in, and I've started the gate and the fence. And really, all I've got to do now is frame what I've already got with the trees either side of the fence. And I'm really happy with it. It's my impression of this beautiful scene in front of us. It's only taken me about 45 minutes so far. But above all, it's about enjoying what it is that you're doing. I'll do a critique when I get back. See how we get on. Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. So yesterday was the first time that I combined my love for motorbikes, I've got my motorbike out there, and my passion for painting. So brought the two together, which is something that I've always dreamed of doing. And if you've got a dream and you want it to come true, then you've just got to keep on at it. So I took my bike out, ride for about an hour and a half, and found a beautiful spot. And then I painted for about an hour with some breaks, had some lunch, took a picnic, and I created this little gem. I've brought it back. I was going to do a little bit of touch up on it, but if you work into them when you come back, you kind of take away the freshness of what it is that you're doing and the impression that you've made of the image that you caught. And for me this was a very, very romantic little set, especially when you've got this little couple here looking onto, this is Blackpool over in the distance. And then also we had all of this wonderful in the middle ground planted trees, so I'm sure in 10 years time that'll be a totally different scene. So really hope that you enjoyed coming along with me. I'm sorry that the time lapse of me painting this has been lost. Somehow in the joy of the journey I'd lost the SD card that I'd had the time lapse on and the end of the video, which is what I'd recorded when I was there. But nevertheless, the first journey on my motorbike painting has been done, and many, many more journeys I am going to have, because it was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed it. Okay, I'm hoping you enjoyed that. Please subscribe and come along with me. We might call the channel something else now, because it's definitely taken on a new life. Art with Faye, what do you think? What shall I call it now? Put some comments below and let's come up with a new name. Thanks everybody, have a great Easter, bye now.